Hi, welcome. I'm going to be doing a tarot reading concerning love, and this is for the astrological sign of Cancer. This is a new segment that I'm doing. My name is Edie, and I'm a psychic medium. And the segment that I'm doing is called Venus Dream Divining. And during this hour, which is going to be regularly on Wednesday at 8 p.m., I'm going to air live. So if you wish to join me on that evening, then you can just, hook in when I go live, and I'll tap into your energy if you're part of it for the most part, as best I can. This is a general reading, so you may find very helpful information with what I pull down during those times. So if you want to join me at a later date on Wednesday evening, and also on Sundays, I am doing another show that concerns the energy of the month and what you're working through during each Sunday. So I'm going to be doing that at 8 in the morning. Sorry, not 8 in the morning, 11 in the morning and 11 in the evening on Sundays. And there'll be collective reads for all the signs as well. So, Cancer, I was sort of separating my energy from the previous Gemini read, and as I was doing so, I was feeling a little maybe similar energy coming in about family karma stuff, but I feel like that's more where it was hidden in the background as hidden energy for Gemini. It seems to be more to the front in your life right now, like you're looking at things that have affected you negatively and you really don't want it anymore, and you're wondering what you can do about it. So I feel like some of your dreams is concerning family, especially children, and the safety of them, the mental health, growth, correction, all those things that Cancer are very protective of. I feel like you've been under a shell, Cancer, for a long time with this, and keeping to yourself the energies of what you wish to really share. So I'm sensing that your dreams have been about speaking your truth within family units. So let's just pull out some cards here for you to pull out what's happening on the dream time. Yeah. You may have noticed ravens around you, and I feel like they are messages from the other realms for you. You may have also noticed bees, and I feel like some of you this summer may have gotten stung by like a wasp and thought it was a bee, but it was a wasp. I don't know why that's coming through, but I feel like that was important. I almost feel like it was a sign. I feel like maybe the partner you were with here, Cancer, when this happened, showed you really who they were. So I'm not exactly sure what had happened, but it's almost like you don't know if you want this person in your life by the way they reacted to what had happened. And actually, I'm almost sensing too here on the other side of the coin for another group of you Cancers, you may have overreacted and are not quite seeing things, and it showed you some of your shadow behavior as well. Of sort of a, like, I feel like a hidden anger coming out. As soon as I said that, this came out. Anger, like I've been shuffling for a while, and as soon as I said the word anger. So this has to do with contending with your anger for sure, and the balancing of it, the duality of the good in you and understanding there's a shadow side of you. I feel like you may have had dreams about people like ghost maybe, or fighting bigger monsters of something of that nature. Also, you may have had dreams about cutting yourself while you're cooking, and or something coming back from the grave also. That's concerning more yourself and your what you want to accomplish. And I'm also feeling like you have a date set of where you're making a decision about a relationship, and whether you want to make it serious, more serious, or maybe move in or take it to the higher degree, possibly marriage, engagement, that sort of thing, or engagement like a talking about more serious commitment is what I'm saying. Hi there, how are you? Sorry, I'm not paying attention much to who's in the room. I'm really sorry. If you have questions. I'll try to do my best to pay attention. The comments come up for me on my screen and then they disappear after they come up. So I'm not really sure who's all here and who's not. I'm just sort of sensing the energy of who's here. So hi and welcome. I'm working on the sign of Cancer right now. I've posted a bunch of other videos, so I'm not sure what sign you are, but if you know your moon and Venus sign as well as your sun, you can apply the correct videos that go along with your placements. If you don't know how to do that, there's a natal chart that'll if you put your information in the description box, and it'll take you to where you need to be. I'm sensing that there may be some celebration around you at this time. Also, I'm sensing that there may be a dreaming about a relationship that has, like, I feel like maybe Cancer, some of you have distance relationships, or distance is an issue for you. You may be working through some feelings of loneliness right now. I'm also sensing within a relationship and it's not fulfilling you the way you expected. I feel like you're fighting off some monsters. I'm also sensing that some of you Cancers are debating on whether or not you want to continue with this relationship, and so you're probably stepping out is what I'm sensing. Some Cancers are stepping out on their partner that is distant. And I'm also seeing that they're not really feeling all that bad about it, but they're trying really hard to be a good person. And I feel like Cancers, you're trying really hard to be good people and not like hurt another person. But I feel like you know that maybe the relationship you're in is not going to give you what you want for the soulmate energy. A bunch of other cards popped out, and I'm sort of sensing that I'm not going to take them because it's a lot of information for a general reading and it's going to delve too deep. And you guys may want a personal reading. I'm telling you, like, that may benefit you. I'm not trying to plug myself or anything like that, but of course, if you want a reading, you can always ask me. But there's many good readers out there, so you choose wisely. But I feel like, I'm going to take another set of dream cards out. I do feel like you're having dreams of a partner, possibly someone in the past, crone, someone that is maybe a little older than you, and understanding and patient. I'm sensing until you fight off what you need to fight off, Cancer, I feel like they're waiting for you. I feel like there's soulmate energy waiting for you. But I also know that this person is not attached to you, Cancer, and they're willing to move on. They need to move on. And I feel like you, Cancer, don't know what you truly want at this time. I feel like you've been sitting in a place where you're stagnant and not really making choices. And I feel like there's also an energy of where you need to cut off some relationships. I feel some of you have more than one relationship happening at once. And I feel like it's a little unusual for a Cancer, because Cancers, all about home, family, protecting, all that stuff, the strength in it. I am sensing some high protection from the other realms, though, here once again. And it could be due to somebody who's a little bit wiser about what you're going through and just letting you go through what you're going through, but you can talk to them. I feel like you can always fall back and talk to the person that you're working with here, Cancer. And that is soulmate energy for sure. That's what I'm seeing and sensing. And so, you've woven a web, and some of it is very good. And I feel like you've really increased your finances, and it's sort of where you want it to be, and you're ready to share that with a person. And I feel like you really covet that, though, because you've worked hard for what it is that you want in life, and you've really achieved those really sincere energies that you are willing to share with another person. You're not quite sure the person you're with is the soulmate you want, and I'm sensing that you are looking elsewhere for the soulmate, and it's someone that you are thinking about in like past energies is what I'm sensing. So someone you've been with before, you keep looking back to them. And there's messages with ravens from on both ends. The soulmate's getting messages with ravens, and so are you. And I feel like there's telepathic communication and dreamtime communication. I feel like you're connecting on the dreamtime, and you're having visits on the dreamtime with this person, and what's happening in those dreams, which I'm not going to go into because it's pretty sexual. And I feel like they're actually happening on the astral plane. their actual visits, because you really miss your soulmate. That's what I'm sensing. And you're ready to pull that together. There's a whole bunch of hidden energies here, but all the cards just honestly want to fall out with most readings here. I'm sensing that the masculine energy is coming into balance. So those of you who are Cancers and you're the masculine energies, those are coming into balance, where I feel like you've been a little scattered and your soul feels fragmented. So you may be in some needing a healing of soul retrieval, of understanding to pull the pieces of your soul together, the diversity of where you've put out like all of this excess energy is a matter of gathering it together and gathering where you've been leaking out energy in the shadow side, and putting energy into just sort of wanting to be content where you are in your little shell, like your cute little shells that you carry around everywhere. And don't let that anger, suppressed anger, come out. If you're dreaming about like monsters and stuff, it's like you have to face the monster within, so that doesn't scare you anymore. You're putting that fear aside. You're okay. You're in this time where you're okay to dig up that old energy and inspect it and look at it and truly bring in the correct love, and stop the fighting energy within the self, and being true to the self and not what everybody else wants. I feel there's been a lot of pleasing what everybody else wants here, Cancer. And you every once in a while you're like going to be selfish, and I feel some of those of you who are, you know, stepping out on your partner, or wanting to, or desiring it, or dreaming about it. I don't even know if you're actually doing it, but you're more dreaming about it, which you want to come into manifestation. So when you do that, it's like you're not able to put that whole energy within the relationship, and you know it's on the way out. That's sort of what I'm sensing. I'm going to pull in some, I'm feeling a lot of sexual energy also come in here. I did with a few other readings here. And this energy is to be balanced, to bring this into you. You're feeling this desire. It's kind of starting a fire under you to push you towards your soulmate energy. And I am definitely sensing that your soulmate is not the person that you're with. There's been a separation. The moon energy has come out when I talk about the soulmate partner. There's been some hidden energies that the soulmate energy that you're to be with. Like I feel like there's a reconciliation coming, and you have actually, Cancer, gone back, or somebody has come back into your life that you were in a serious committed relationship with, and they are dreaming about you, thinking about you, or you're thinking about that person. I think more so, Cancer, you're the one thinking about the other person, and so you're feeling that passion, and it's stirring energy in you to move back towards your soulmate. But the hidden aspect of that is that they have been through a lot of they've had to go through a dark night of the soul and cut off completely some emotional energies that they were contenting with your Cancer. And they did. They did it. They have done that now. And I think when you met, when you had a reconciliation in probably within the last year, that I feel that it was a very melancholy energy, and it felt good and everything, but it wasn't at the correct time. They still had some healing to do, and actually they still are, but they're in a better place. So now the soulmate is more ready, and you're willing to go to the soulmate and maybe help them deal with some energies. I'm kind of sensing here that you have the capability financially to help this person, and when you do this with the soulmate, it's going to go nothing but higher. You're going to be better off. You may at first feel like you're putting energy out, but they reciprocate the energy, and they give back to you where you've put out, and they give back to you more than what you put in. So it's reciprocal energy, and then you're able to give more too, and it always is growing. And I feel like financially that's very secure. You're willing to take calculated risks with this person, and it always seems to manifest into more money. So if you're with a person that you're losing money consistently with and putting more money than not, then what will happen is that your money will go low. So you know that's not the soulmate that you need to be dealing with. So I do feel that there may be a little bit of a fight on your hands with some legal papers, maybe a possible legal separation, legal divorce, a leaving of a relationship, and contending with another one. I feel like there's a little mixture of, you got some things going on here, Cancer. I feel like you got like a relationship. Some of you have a relationship going on while still, in a long-term marriage with somebody else, and but yet separated. And then some of you are still with that person, still even living under the same roof at times, I feel. So, you got a lot going on, and then you want a whole new energy about starting something new, and then your soulmate's calling you. Kind of what I'm seeing, and it's strong. So you overcome that whole, all the illusionary energies that are preventing you from hooking up with your soulmate and learning the life lessons and growing into a stronger union. Yeah, you have the World here, so that's telling me that the soulmate's ready, and you're ready to conquer this whole hidden energy aspect of the things that you didn't know about, and you're ready to actually, I feel, share. You feel safe with this person enough to share your emotional energy now, Cancer. So that's really a lot of growth that you guys are going through, I gotta tell you. I want to pull out the romance angels because I'm feeling like heavy energy, and you guys are maybe needing a little bit of encouragement. Look what popped out. This could be the one. Telling you, the one you think is your soulmate, the one you're thinking of. Hang on a second here. Oh dear. Okay, sorry. Someone's messaging me on top of everything here. This could be the one. This is what I'm sensing. The soulmate energy is concerning, and they're ready to receive you. It's like their Kundalini energy is awoken, and they recognize who you are too, and so you're both recognizing it at this time. You're starting, you have a few doubts, but you're like, okay, I'm gonna give it a try and see. Calling your soulmate, are you kidding me? So oh dear. Oh boy, Cancers. I can't get much more clearer than that. I really got nothing to say to add to it. I mean, it's just confirmation about what is going on. Give your relationship a chance. So when it comes to this soulmate who you think is your soulmate, you must fall through. At first you might have thought that there's no way it's going to work. They're not my type. They're not my typical thing. They don't have this together. They don't have that. They're sort of picking them apart a little bit. And I'm sensing some of you have very strong Virgo traits, and so does the other person, though. And so that's maybe the energy that's bringing you together on the spiritual level, which is the Virgo energy. So I'm not sure why that is coming out for you, but I'm sort of sensing that. So working on your partnership at this time with a soulmate is extremely important according to the romance angels. So the one that you want to go towards is where you need to focus your energy on. It is definitely a past life relationship. Are you kidding me? I'm like, what? I love when the cards just love you back. So if you're feeling that this is something very familiar and you just can't continue to be without it, it's the time to move forward with it, the romance angels are telling you. If you have doubts, stop it, because it's time now to move forward. I'm going to pull out some of the Egyptian healing cards going on here, and I'm definitely sensing some strong energy come in. This is you have some ideas about what you want to present. And, it's the engagement or, marriage and all that stuff is not showing up here, those cards. But I'm sensing with this card that you're considering a serious marriage or an anniversary. Some of you are looking at an anniversary and what you want to do about that, whether you want to completely sever these ties and stop engaging in that energy, or you want and move on to where your true soulmate is and cut out all the extra energies here, Cancer. I'm sort of sensing you clean up karmically your love life, and then I feel also by doing that your children are going to benefit. They'll be more clear in their direction and what it is that you're trying to teach them. They will have complete congruency in the things you're teaching them, because what you're saying to them right now and your actions are, even though you're not showing it in front of them, it's incongruent. It's not the same. Your heart and your mind is not the same. So, and when you align yourself with your heart and your mind in that same position, then you're able to work through spirit with your children at that point. So if your children are off with things, then that's your measure, is to like adjust yourself to your truth. That's what I feel the guides are telling you here, the Egyptian energy. The Two of Pentacles, your money will flourish more so. I feel like this is coming out. When you work with this past life relationship, you're going to work with karma that is of untold wealth. I feel like you guys had wealth in the past life. I also am sensing that in this past life that you guys have not been able to truly be together. It was a secret sort of relationship, and there was other powers that be that were much more important at the time to work through. Yeah. And the Wheel of Fortune at the time was that you had to stay committed to the people that you were married to, but there was much love, I feel, between the two of you in this past life. And so you're picking that energy up where you left off. Karmically, you recognize it, and you're able to work through that block of being separate right now. Being in nature brings you much healing. I feel like much Buddhic, like your mind is calm and you don't think about all these things. But I also feel that Cancer, when you're in nature, what's happening, you're calming your mind, not thinking about it. But the first thing that comes to mind is the soulmate. So you're feeling a real pull. Decisions right now, Cancer, because it's teetering on the happiness. I feel for quite a 5-year cycle for the most part. Queen of Pentacles. So I was asking as I was shuffling, how do you know like which one it is the soulmate? Because I feel like you got a few here that you're contending with. And what I'm sensing here is the one that is working on their particular finances, the one that is growing their finances right now, even if they're not able to grow their finances or something like that. But if they are like not, I feel like if they're not working where they typically work, then if they're not working, creating something new or a new business for themselves, work for themselves in some fashion, or work at a job where they're mostly self-employed, then they're not the person for you. This is how you're going to know, the one that's working diligently on creating stability for the self. They're not concerned about what another person's going to bring to them, which I feel, Cancer, you have the ability to supply them financially with where you need to be, where they need to be. So you can help them, and you will, but you want them to appreciate it. You want them to honor your hard work, and as you do. And so you're balancing that space where you can bring those energies together within that relationship. That's what I'm sensing for you here, Cancer. Oh, we have a hawk. So I'm sensing here with the Egyptian energy, there's two things that have come out. There's another card that's coming out here, the Scarab. So we have the hawk and the Scarab. So we have prosperity. You are watching your money, your finances is important to you. You want to leave a legacy with your children. You, not just that, you've taught your children, I feel, for the most part, those of you with children. And those of you who are going to have children, I feel like that you're going to do that within this relationship. And then, so this hawk here is cutting out the things that no longer are serving you, which I'm feeling like old relationships that have not been corrected. This is the time when it gets corrected. You may even be having some dreams, I'm sensing, of being in sort of an Egyptian tomb-like, or you may be going to Egypt in your dreams. You may be like being visions of pyramids, or like writing, like scribing, like those hieroglyphs I'm sensing that you're seeing in your dreams, and beautiful goddesses, that sort of thing. I'm seeing that every once in a while you have dreams like this, and this is telling you of future prosperity. So pay attention to those dreams, and if I were you, Cancer, I'd be writing that information down, because it's going to stay in the underworld is what it's showing me until you start journaling and writing it down or putting it out in a creative form. You maybe have a job that is artistic in nature, so keep an open mind with that, of what that is. And as you are using your talents with that work, you may have suddenly start to remember your dreams, and makes you feel and want to have desire for the soulmate that is not with you at this time. That's what I'm sensing here, Cancer, for you. I'm feeling I'm going to pull out the energy of the Sexual Magic Tarot cards here. Whoop. They're jumping out. I do feel a lot of passion here, or desire for the soulmate. I don't feel so much for the person you're with as in this. Sorry, cross watchers, I don't mean to be cold about that. But I am sensing that you're with someone, but you're thinking about the soulmate and the passion between the two. I feel like, Cancer, you know, some of it may even be borderline obsession about you watching the person that you want. So, because, like, don't let that just sit and fester. It's going to grow into frustration. And I feel like if you do that, it very well may be that the person that you're with, it doesn't deserve that, as maybe been some anger presented towards them. So, Cancer, I'm not sure why that's coming out, but maybe that's you, or maybe that's directed towards you. That's the reason why. So you want to just to watch that explosive anger is what I'm seeing. You know, you can clip someone with those sharp little pinchers, right? Yeah, the Hierophant. You might be some little bit of dogmatic in your thinking with certain things, and you may want to not change this situation that you have, because it means that you have to actually face the reality of what your true feelings are. And I feel like they're growing into some beautiful energies for you right now, Cancer. And that soulmate energy is coming in, and you can't help but hear that call. You know, you can't help it. You can't help the call. It's happening. The wheel is changing, and you cannot stop that wheel from going forward. Karma is here. That's what I'm seeing. Karma is here. So let's see where we can direct the sexual energy of this reading a little bit further, what you should be working with. Strength. So I do feel, like I was saying earlier, there's been some energy of where lots of choices in your life, lots of different things. So making correct choices now is what your concentration is going to be on with this new Pluto energy going direct within your sign. I'm definitely sensing there's going to be that. I do feel like you have control over someone, but you know what? What I'm sensing is that you're overcoming the fact that you can take advantage of someone. That someone is your soulmate. And I feel like, you know, if you wanted, you could go into that person's energy and you could mess with their head and come and go as you please, and it would hurt them more. But I feel like, and same with the partner that you're with, that, you know, you're putting two people, actually three people, in a situation that is creating lots of triangle of energy. I'm not exactly sure who needs to hear this, but that's what I'm sensing here. And so with this triangle of energy, what's going to happen is that you're going to master that. You're going to control those desires that you have of always wanting to be in control here. So I feel like in the past you've been really hurt with somebody messing around on you, to tell you the truth, and that's hurtful energy that you haven't healed completely from. And so that energy, you know you have this, but when I see this card, I feel like a very strong masculine energy here in your presence, Cancer, and you are there, but there's an equal amount of love and reciprocation and protectiveness. Just watch that you're not domineering over someone or letting someone domineer over you. You have the balance in that right now. The wheel is coming into the turn of balance in Libra season, and you're cutting off all of that old energy that is not serving you. So a little story came out here. So I'm feeling the King of Swords. So you are mastering cutting off energies that are no longer serving you. you're going forward to your soulmate. I am seeing there is an energy of vanity around a particular woman that is in your life at this time. And this vanity, I feel like possibly someone who, you know, how you had a committed relationship with, possibly marriage. This vanity, you're seeing it for what it is. And, sorry, this card came out inverted, so I want to see. Yeah, so I'm seeing that your wishes and desires are right now put on hold, and you're sort of mastering discipline within your sexual energy to achieve the things you want. I'm also seeing some indulgence. I feel like you may think that the person who you're supposed to be with is having extreme indulgences, but I'm here to tell you that these extreme indulgences, it could lead to controlling energy if you don't master the energy of your domineering energy, is what I'm seeing when those pinchers come out. So learn to trust a little bit further that this person is not deceptive. And I feel like now is the time for you to allow that vulnerability in, and they're going to let you see all sides of them. And you have to trust that being vulnerable is very difficult for both people right now, not just you here, Cancer. I'm seeing don't retreat into the self. Like this came out inverted. Don't retreat into the self. Show your true nature of emotion is what it's showing me. I'm going to pull out one more, maybe two more energies about the dream time. I'm sensing over the winter time that there's protective energies around you up until the winter time to bring forth your soulmate. So I feel like it's on a timeline, possibly like the first frost, first true deep frost. You have up until that time. I was thinking about timing, and that's the energy that I'm getting. So this Pluto beginning is pushing you towards your soulmate. You have up until that time to decide with your soulmate or whether you're going to continue on or not together. And either way, whether you continue on or not, to tell you the truth, you actually grow into a committed relationship, which I feel most of you do. You may have a little teetering back and forth at first, but I'm up until the first frost, you make the decision to go ahead or cut it off completely. The frost will kill it, or you'll warm up to each other and the frost will melt. That's what I'm kind of seeing. I want to just pull out one more card for you guys here, Cancer. Thought. So be cautious of your thoughts. What you think right now is going to come to manifestation within the soulmate energy. So sit and have meditation when you're going into your shell, rather than sit and be angry and just let like keep hiding it under your shell and suppressing it. I feel, Cancer, it's the time for you to come out and think about the energy of where your thoughts are being directed, because those thoughts are going to manifest into things. It's as simple as that, is what I'm sensing. I feel like some of your thoughts, Cancer, maybe are like self-sabotaging, you know. So be cautious and maybe pay more attention to the words that you're saying. Like I feel like you'll say things to yourself like, oh well, that was dumb. But it's not like directing at yourself, but like even things like that, I feel like, you know, they go deeper, and take a look at that, and you might want to heal some of those words that you speak to yourself. So just want to tap into the Egyptian energy one more time of what it is that you're to be concentrating on. The Four of Pentacles is the time where straightening out your finances. If there's other relationships involved where finances need to be organized and dealt with, there may be a little bit of you fighting your hands, but I feel like at the end of the day, you're going to be happy that you've untangled yourself from that mess. And I feel like you're going to relieve yourself from somebody domineering over you and you wanting to domineer over this situation. So that's what I'm sensing for you. And, oh, and then you have the Empress coming here. Oh my goodness. You know, there's a lot more cards here that have turned up, you know, but I'm going to just leave those. But I'm definitely seeing the Empress card come in. So you're willing, you're in the receiving end and mastering the energies of reception. So you're ready to receive your finances in balance and your new soulmate energy coming in to balance. The other thing that I'm seeing is that if you guys are looking for a promotion or you're expecting to hear something, you guys got it. So don't worry about money. And I feel like you already know that, but it's like you just wanted confirmation. You guys were asking about money if you're secure. You're secure, all right. You guys got all that protected now. I feel like in the past, some Cancers may have had where they've been a little bit followed somebody else with money situation. And this is also why they're not so readily open with the soulmate coming in, because the soulmate's going to need help. But you're perfectly willing and you can, you know, Cancer, you can help the person. But I'm seeing that you're going to be cautious to make sure that it's appreciated in the correct way. You're going to have some controls over it is what I'm sensing. So that's definitely what I'm seeing here. Come in. Yeah. So that is what I have picked up for you, Cancer. Thank you for joining me. And I hope that this is helpful over your Pluto direct placement within your astrological chart. If you want to know more information about the different signs, then all that's in the description box. And also don't forget to like the video and share it if you know somebody who would be this would be beneficial for, or would help them through some difficult, painful areas of life. That's greatly appreciated. And also, if you want to support and donate, you're more than welcome to do so, or book a reading with me. Also, what else is there? I think that's about it, Cancer. It's all the energy that I feel pulling in as I'm tucking your cards away and just making some notes. But if there's anything else, maybe about, like, if you're having some darker dreams, or actually even in the physical cutting yourself, that sort of like stuff. What I mean by that is if you're cooking and you like nick yourself. Not like, oh, I'm damaging myself. I don't feel that. It's more like, oh, I've cut myself. That if you're doing that a lot lately, then you may want to pay attention to which finger that you're cutting, and maybe energy dealing with suppressed anger. And being out in nature is helpful for you. And pay attention to the amount of crows. If you guys know anything about animal divining, then you'll know that in certain directions, how many there are, all those things speak a language. And so I feel like you guys are seeing that as a sign within your life of where the directions that you need to go. And they're ravens, not crows, they're ravens. So these are important things. They've been part of your message and part of your life. Some of you may even have things like tattoos or something like that around you of them, or you have statues, or have a lot of ravens around you in nature come to you, that sort of thing. So that's the messages that I'm getting for you here now. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube to Moonlight Divine, and we'll talk to you soon. Every week I'll be doing these videos, and on a Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. There's a special hour-long one for all you guys for the Pluto transit. But next Wednesday, I'll be going to an hour for all the astrological signs together, and we'll be working within that hour with everybody, and within love relationships, and weaving through the energies of Pluto has presented for us on this vast energy that we're embarking upon. So welcome, and thank you for joining me, and we'll talk to you again later. Bye for now.